I've designed this full template for you to work out from home, so you don't need to make any more excuses about, oh, I can't go to the gym, or if you're too young, then you can work out from home. You don't need dumbbells. Dumbbells will help, but you don't need dumbbells for this.
So I've slightly altered this plan for you. So in the rest of this video, you'll see me show this different plan that I had, where it's 6 days a week, but I now know that that's not optimal. 4 days a week is better, and it's literally working for me because I'm making more gains. So this is the plan I've got for you, but it's a cycle. So let me explain. So you do back and biceps Monday, rest, chest and triceps, rest, legs and shoulders, rest, and then you repeat the cycle. Okay? So I'm just putting back and biceps there just as an example, but back and biceps is the first one of these three. This 3 right here is the cycle. So once this has been completed, the day after, you do the cycle again, so back and biceps. And then if we were following this, back and biceps, the one after that will be chest and triceps. So the Monday will be the chest and triceps. Then the Wednesday will be the legs and shoulders. Does that make sense? It's just like a continuous cycle. So I'll leave this as like a little PDF in the description if you want, but you can just see it right here and just follow it along.
So all you'll need for this is 2 bags. So I've got a suitcase and I've got a bag. That's literally all you need, and maybe some books to put in the bag to make it heavier. That's literally all you need. You can use milk cartons, you can use sandbags, you can use whatever you want, but as long as they are heavy, basically. So for Monday, we are on back and biceps, and we're going to start off with some incline curls. So if you've got a seat, you do kind of need a seat for this, or if you can just like lay over the back of your chair or something. You want to grab a bag just like this, and you want to put it behind your waist. Like this. See how my arms are behind my waist? And I'll turn it down a bit just so you can see what I'm doing. So my arms are behind my waist and I'm sort of leaning back into it like this. So my back is nice and arched. And what I'm going to do, this is actually a bit too long, so I'm just going to do that a little bit. What I'm going to do is keep my hand so it's rotated this way. Right, so it's not like that, it's like that. So it's going to go straight up and down. That's all we're going to do. So keep it nice and long at the bottom so my arm is fully stretched, and then curl upwards so that my bicep is being pushed by my forearm. So my forearm is pushing into my bicep at the top. Squeeze it for half a second and let it down. And then flex your tricep, so this muscle at the back there, flex that as if you're pushing your elbow that way. And that will get a full extension of the bicep. Simple as that. For all of these exercises, we're doing 2 sets. So if you don't know what the sets are, then look at my latest video in this playlist, because this is a series that I'm doing just to help people start the gym, basically. The next exercise is strict curls. Now, strict curls, you can stand up against a wall. For example, over here, I could do it against this wall here, or you can just do it simply standing up. But all you want to do, let me see if I can do this without it falling over. Nice. You're going to stand up against a wall like this, and once again, get the bag. Do the exact same movement that you just did, but your arm is going to be right in its normal position. So you're just going to go like that, right? So your arms are not behind you anymore; they are by your side. And you're just going to go up and down, and make sure that you go fast on the way up, hold it for half a second, and then very slow on the way down to get that contraction. Nice up, slow, contracted. Now we're going to do reverse curls. So you're going to grab instead of having your hand like this and you're curling like that, instead you're going to rotate it the other way, so your hand is facing this way, as if you're going to fist bump someone. And all you're going to do is do the exact same movement as you did before, but your hand is that way, like that. So up, squeeze at the top, and then let down, like that. If it makes it easier, you can put your hand in front of the bag, just so it doesn't go anywhere, right? Because when I do this, it sort of comes back into me like this. So keep my hand there, but make sure the weight is still on your bicep. Now we're moving on to back. Now back is very difficult to do when you don't have proper equipment, but we'll try our best. So we're going to start off with bent over rows. So I'm going to grab my suitcase and my bag, and I'm going to make sure, say I'm standing up like this, I'm going to stick my bottom out, so my legs are nice and in like a, let me show you the position I've got them in. My legs are like this, like as if I'm about to sit down, right? As if I'm about to sit down, my butt is out, my back is completely straight, it's not like this, right? It's nice and straight. And if you push your shoulders back like that, then that normally means your back becomes straight. So make sure you can check whether you're doing that right or not. I'm gonna grab my 2 things, and all I'm gonna do is let my arms sag, so the top of my back becomes rounded like that. And then I'm going to pull back up and squeeze at the top, so my back is completely straight, as I said before, and then slowly let it back down, and then roll the shoulders forward, and then up, squeeze, let down. That's a bent over row. Now I'm going to do the exact same thing, but one arm. So I'm going to sit on a chair, put my knee on a chair. You can do this on your bed or anything. And you're going to do the exact same thing. So you're going to have that straight back as usual, but you're going to have the suitcase or the bag or whatever straight down in front of you, and you're going to lift it up, making sure to drive that elbow up towards your back like this. And you're going to feel a squeeze right there in your, it's called your lat. It's the side of your arm, basically, like the side of your back. And it's going to go up, squeeze, and then let down. And make sure you're controlling it the whole way. And then roll your shoulder forward at the bottom, squeeze at the top. Now, if you have a pull-up bar, I'm lucky to have one, then I'd suggest getting one because they are very helpful for back, and they're basically all you need to do for back if you don't have a gym. So you don't need to get one of these. You can even just like hang off the top of the thing, but it's, you know, not very safe. So if you're allowed to get one, then all you're going to do is put your hands around the top. When I put my hands around, I put my thumbs on top of the bar. So rather than gripped like this, I have them on top because it emphasizes your back more than your forearm. So I'm going to go up like this, thumbs on top, and then I'm going to bring my elbows in like this so they can't go any more in than that. And I'm going to let down to the bottom, and now I'm hanging, and then I'm going to push up, hold for half a second, and bring down like that. And I'm going to make sure I'm like rigid the whole time, so I'm nice and tense. I don't want to be just sort of like completely letting myself go because my arms are stretching here and it's hurting in places it shouldn't do. So nice and controlled, up, just like that. Now we're on to chest and triceps. So we're going to start off with the casual push-ups. If you can't do push-ups, then you can do knee push-ups. So basically you're going to, let me do it this way. So you're going to have your knees on the ground like this. Keep your feet on the ground. Put your hands right in front of you. In fact, I'll move this a bit further away so you can see. Have your knees and feet on the floor like this. Arms out in front of you. And you're going to go right down to the ground and push back up again. So you're not just going like this straight down because that does absolutely nothing. You're going to really lean into it. Just like that. And my knees just naturally, my feet naturally come off the ground when I do that. Now for normal push-ups, we're going to get in a normal position. So just like the ones before, we're going to get in a completely straight position. Arms shoulder width apart. So where your shoulder is, completely straight from there. And I don't want your hands to be wide. I don't want you to be doing push-ups like this, right? Because that's not good. Shoulder width apart. If it makes it easier, lie flat on the ground and put your hands just underneath your chest. So that's where my chest starts. Put it there, and then you'll know you're in the right position. Military push-ups, that's what these are called, are much harder than normal press-ups. So these are what most people call press-ups, but they're not. You need to do the military style. Now this is what most people get wrong. When you have your hands there, turn them outwards slightly, so your elbows come inwards. Because otherwise I'm like this, and that's just bad for your joints there. So you want to turn them inwards, so your hands go outwards, your elbows come inwards. At that point you can go straight down. That puts all the emphasis on your tricep. So you're going to go straight down to the bottom, hold it, and then push up. Down, hold it, push up. And to add weight, you simply just get a backpack, just like this, and put weight on it, or weight in the bag, and then put the bag on. So when I've got the bag on, and I'm doing press-ups, then it's heavier because I've got more weight on my back. Simple. Now dips are a difficult one to find in your house. So if you've got something like this, see where the corner goes round, just like that, then that's what you want to use. I normally use a kitchen counter or something. For example, right here, I've got this corner, right? And I'm going to put my hands on both corners like this and lift myself up, so I'm putting all my emphasis on my tricep right there. Gonna keep my arms close to my body, and I'm gonna lean forward slightly, and this is gonna be hard to show, but what I'm gonna do, so this is completely normal. In fact, I'll do it here. This is normal, right? But what I wanna do is bring my knees in and push my bum out like this. And at that point, you'll be able to lean forward and really put the emphasis on your chest rather than your shoulders, because you don't want it on your shoulders. So you want to lift up and really go inwards like this. And at that point, you go down, pause, up, just like that. Now the bench press is quite difficult to do, but what you're going to do is get a suitcase or some big bag, and you're going to sit on your bed just like this. Make sure you can get to a point where you're nice and flat like this, and then get your suitcase, which will have lots of like books and heavy stuff in it, and put your hands like this on the bottom. So your hands are nice and flat, and you're going to lift with your knee. So you're going to put it on your knee and lift it to get it into this position, right? So if you're trying to like grab it from here and it's heavy, then it's going to hurt your shoulder. So roll it onto your knee, push your knee up, move it around a little bit, and there we go. Now it's on my arm. Bring your elbows in like this, move your hands outwards just like for the press ups, and you want to go down. Because the bed is too close to me, you won't get a full range of motion, but it's better than nothing. You can even put your hands on the outside like this if you want to, if the suitcase isn't big enough. So everything we've done so far, we have done, in terms of chest and triceps, we've done weighted. So if you can do them weighted, then you've been doing them weighted. But now I want you to do a set of push-ups to failure. This is for the more advanced people. But you're going to do push-ups to failure, meaning you could get like 35 reps or something, but you're just going to keep going it until you give out. And that's with no weight. So we're going to do sit-ups to target the upper 4 abs. So what you're going to do is lie flat on the ground with your back on the ground, put your legs in this sort of V position in front of you, put your hands wherever they feel necessary, behind your ears I like to do them, or you could put them behind your head or on top of your head, whatever you feel comfortable, or there. And you're going to breathe in at the top, so you breathe in your stomach here, like this, and then you're going to push out on the way up, and you're going to like that. And try and put your feet under something so that they don't move. You see, when I go up, because they're not under anything, they come up like this. But if you can put them under like your bed or something heavy to keep your feet down, then it'll just be much easier. And you're going to flex your abs at the top and really like crunch your stomach inwards, like you're trying to push your abs together, like crunch them inwards. And then you're going to go down, breathe in up through your chest, so all the air comes out of your stomach, and then go up again, nice and way faster than that. Next, to target the obliques, which are basically the sides of your abs here, we're going to do what's called bicycle crunches. So it's in the same position, just like this, and you're going to put your hands behind your head, like the same as sit-ups, but instead you're going to have your legs outwards like this, in this sort of position. Now this is quite difficult, so if you want to put them on the ground, then that's okay. But you're just going to turn from side to side like this and move your legs accordingly. So you're going to put them in this position where your right leg is straight, your left leg is completely crunched into your body, and then they're going to rotate like that. And then you're going to turn depending on what side the leg is on. And don't do these dead fast, do these nice and controlled. Just like that. And then the final one is leg raises. I hate leg raises, but they are very good. So what you're going to do is you're going to sit down, put your hands in this sort of position, like on the ground like this, behind you. Go straight down, and then you're going to keep your legs straight as if you're just like lying flat. And then you're going to bring them up to the top, like this, so your butt slightly comes off. You can put your hands under there if you need to. That makes it slightly easier. And you're going to keep them from touching the floor. You want to keep your feet as close to the floor as possible, but don't actually touch the floor. So here, they're slightly above the floor. Lift them up, crunch them. So you're pushing your quads into your abs, and then let them down nice and slowly, as close to the floor as possible, and then back up. And then I want you to do them to failure. So do 2 sets of 2 failure, if that makes sense. And that's the same for all abs. So all abs, go until you can't do any more. And then at that point, for these ones only, you're going to go into a crunch like this. So you've done the normal leg lifts, those ones. Now you're going into these crunches just to finish off. And that's abs done. God, my abs hurt now. It's hard trying to explain something while you're trying to do an exercise. I've never really thought of how difficult it is, but onto shoulders and legs, which is the worst day. But it's the easiest day if you're working from home. So what you're going to do is sit in your chair again. You can do this standing up, but it's better to have back support, so you put all the emphasis on your shoulders. And what you're going to do is grab your 2 bags like this. It's very awkward, but if you can get it to a point where maybe you turn them around like this, so they're on the back of your hands, that's a little bit easier. And what you're going to do is you're going to press them up, just like this. But what most people do wrong, say I was using a dumbbell, their arms are like this, so they go straight up and straight down. You want to turn them in about 45 degrees, just like this. See how they're 45 degrees, and you're pressing upwards. So rather than pressing outwards, you're pressing upwards. I mean, they're both pressing upwards, but hopefully you get what I mean. And then obviously you can put more weight in them, but I'm just going to do this because it's easier. Straight up, and then straight down. And then you want to get to the point where your arms are stretched, but you don't want to be like down here, so you're doing like a Hulk smash, like or something like that. You want to be in just like a nice stretched position, but you don't want to go from here to like there, because that's not a full range of motion. You're going to go all the way down, and then all the way up. Now lat raises are the easiest thing to do from home, but the technique is quite difficult to learn. So you're going to stand off to the side like this, so you're completely straight, then you're going to bend over slightly, and what you're going to do is your arm is going to come out like this. So not like this, not completely straight out, but slightly angled over here, and your arm is still straight. So it's like this, right? Can you see that angle? So it's not like that, it's not like in a bicep flex position, and it's not completely straight like that. It's out to the side and slightly bent, like that. And so you go up to the top. You don't want to be going like all the way around or anything. You want to go up to the top and down again, like that. So you'd be like, that's perfect lat raise. And then for your rear delts, the back of your shoulder, so we've done the anterior delt, we've done the side delt, and now the lateral delt, and now we're doing the rear delt. So again, we're going to bend over, but instead we're going to bend all the way over, so we're in like almost a 90-degree way. And then you're going to pretend that your pinky is going up to the sky. So like this, you're going to go straight up, just like that. So your elbow is slightly bent. You're not like straight up like a row. It's more outwards, like this. So rather than pulling backwards, you're pulling outwards, like that. As if you've got the bag and you're trying to rip it open, like that. So nice, and at the top, and you should be in this position, then slowly down, and up again. And now for legs, which is the worst part of the gym. What we're going to do is get a bag. You can either put a bag on your back, or you can get like a suitcase and put it behind your head to symbolize a barbell, for example. And what you're going to do, is your legs are completely straight, just like this, nice and flat, and they're going to bend down into this position. So you don't want to be leaning all the way forward, you don't want to be leaning all the way back, because you'll know, because you'll fall backwards or forwards. But you're going to go all the way down to the point where your back can't move anymore. As in, at this point, if I wanted to go deeper, then I'd have to roll my spine backwards, like this. So my spine actually goes backwards, and I get into like a seated position. You don't want to go that low. You want to go down until you are basically at a right angle with your legs, and you can't move anymore, and then straight back up. And your feet should be in this position. So shoulder width apart, and then slightly turn them outwards, like this. So you go straight down, straight up. That's what your perspective should be like. Mate, I'm doing this whole thing in one go. It's knackering me. Now for RDLs, which stand for Romanian deadlifts. So a deadlift is where you get a bar. You've probably seen them and they just pick it up like this. You basically just pick up a bar. Now a Romanian deadlift is to emphasize your hamstrings, so the back of your leg. And what we're going to do for this is the same thing. So the same thing as squats. You can put a bag on your back, or you can put something on the top of your neck, basically, like I had before, like up here to symbolize a barbell. We are straight up like this, and what we're going to do is bend our front forward and stick our bottom out like this, and you'll feel a stretch right down the back of your hamstring, like this. And at this point, I can't go any further without having to like sit into the squat or something like this, right? So I can only go this far, and then I push out. At this point, I'm trying to push my nether region forwards like this, okay? So I'm not trying to push up with my quads or my legs. I'm just trying to thrust forwards like this. Sounds a bit dodgy, but that's how you do it. So nice stretch in the back of your hamstrings by pushing your butt outwards and then forwards, outwards, forwards. And then for the final exercise, you're just going to get a seat, or you're going to get like the bed or something. And we're going to do what's called Bulgarian split squats, which are horrible and they burn your legs like crazy, but they are good. So you want to get like 2 bags, for example, 2 bags by your side. You basically want 2 weights on either side. You're holding them in one hand and the other hand. And you're going to put one leg on the top like this. And you're going to push out forward a little bit so your knee has space to go down. And now your foot is placed on the bench or the seat, and you're going to go a little bit forward, and you're going to only use this leg. You're not going to use the one that's seated on here. You're just going to use this leg, and you're going to go down. In fact, I need to go a bit forward. You need to figure out where you need to go from here. Normally put the end of your toe on the seat, so rather than your full foot, just the end of your toe, and you're going to go right down like this. So all the emphasis is now on this quad. I can't feel this leg at all. It's just this one. Then you're going to push straight up again. So nice and down until your knee, so this knee touches the floor. Touches the floor. You don't want to like sit on it right now because I'm just sort of like kneeling on my knee. You don't want to kneel on it. You just want it to touch the floor and then push straight back up again with this leg. And the best thing is you go through so much pain with this leg and then you have to swap over and do it with the other leg. So find the right position, go down, only putting the emphasis on this leg and pushing up, just like that. So you're just going to follow this training program and just don't even question it. This is what worked for me and this is what worked for many other people. So literally just follow this exact regime, exactly as it says. Have Sunday rest and you'll be completely fine.